Welcome back, Fayettes, and Fantasy Fiends, to a special episode debuting our new segment, Booked With. The topic, what really is enemies to lovers? You're listening to Book for Two. I'm Scott.
And I'm Genevieve. If you're new here, welcome to our brand of chaos.
We bring the male and female perspectives, the wild theories, the heated debates, and of course,
the couples banter you never knew you needed, but now you can't escape.
She likes her books loaded with spice, sassy FMCs, and enough brooding fae males to start her own Magic Mike series.
And he likes his filled with epic lore, sword fights, and emotional damage he absolutely didn't sign up for, but now can't stop analyzing.
Every week, we deep dive into the books that wreck your soul and make you cancel plans. And right now, we're ripping through the entire Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas.
And once a month, we shake things up with a standalone read. So if you love unhinged theories, emotional damage, and two readers yelling about their fictional obsessions, you're in the right place.
All right, we've got a very big update for you.
Yeah, this is something we've been thinking about for a while now.
So we are going to take a short little break from the Glass series, and it's not because we're burned out or anything. We still love it.
But we've been deep in this series for over 7 months already, and we've still got a long road ahead, like half a year minimum.
And in that time, we've had so many other books and authors we wanted to explore, especially indie authors, and we just keep putting them off.
So we're going to pause Throne of Glass for a bit and pick up something new, something shorter, something unfinished, actually.
We're diving into the Fire and Metal series by Rachel Snyder. You might have seen the first and only book out so far, Metal Slinger.
The first episode of that drops September 4th. And once we wrap it up, we're jumping straight into Queen of Shadows. No delay.
We're also teaming up with the crew from Fancastipod for a special episode.
We'll be fan casting Quicksilver, talking about the audiobook and finding out whether Scott finished it or really rage quit.
That one is recording September 21st, so stay tuned for when it drops.
And hey, don't forget about book club. Our next meetup is Monday, September 15th, and we're reading The Floating World by Axie O.
It's got that Final Fantasy meets Studio Ghibli feel, and honestly, I'm into it.
All right, if you're local, come hang out at Salt and Story Bookstore in Niceville. If you're not, no worries. We will stream it live on Discord.
Links are in the socials, or email us at bookedfor2podcast@gmail if you want in. Okay, we know it's been a few weeks of random craziness. Summer's been a lot, and we've been just trying to stay afloat.
But good news, we're bringing you more content, and not just in our heads this time.
We're rolling out a new segment, just like this one, called Booked With. Join one of us or both diving into a random bookish topic or chatting about what we're reading outside of Throne of Glass.
Basically, more of us just being us. Whether it's hyping up indie authors, deep diving into tropes like enemies to lovers, or just unpacking the mess that is BookTok, this is your behind-the-scenes brain dump.
So be on the lookout. You never know when an episode might pop up. And in other news, we have a ton of new merch available on our website, bookedfor2.com.
We're talking t-shirts,
Treat yourself.
mugs,
Treat yourself.
notebooks,
Treat yourself.
and even vanity plates.
Treat yourself. More designs are coming, and if you want to help pick them or hoard shiny things, that's all happening over on Patreon.
A huge thanks to everyone who's supporting us already. You're the reason we get to keep spiraling on mic.
Also, we're doing a thing. We'll be at NerdCon in Crestview, Florida on Saturday, September 27th at the Community Center.
We'll have a table with merch, stickers, maybe some bookmarks, and yes, we're also doing a panel.
So if you've ever wanted to see us overanalyze tropes and emotionally unravel live, this is your chance.
Come say hi, cosplay if that's your jam. We might be dressed up too. Or just lurk and vibe. Either way, we're going to be so excited to see you. Okay, before we hit play on the trauma, quick warning. This episode may contain unintentional relationship spoilers for several popular books. Consider this your official spoiler shield.
Lastly, a heads up, this is an adult content show. We swear like we are on an episode of The Sopranos. Talk about murder like it's a kink. And when the spice hits, let's just say we don't fade to black. You've been warned, and you're welcome.
All right, during this special episode of Booked With, you get to enjoy our extremely unprofessional banter on a topic that's been tearing BookTok and the book world in half.
What the hell is true enemies to lovers?
In this episode, we gently debate or argue and poorly educate ourselves and you on what this trope is supposed to look like.
and whether we should actually give a fuck. Because let's be honest, some of y'all are just out here labeling anything with side eye as enemy tension.
Ugh.
All right, real quick before we dive into the drama, it is shameless plug time. Sub, review, follow us on socials. Please do all the algorithm things. We love our bookish community so much. So if you know anyone at all who loves books and would fit in with our vibes, send them our info.
If you're not already following us on socials, now's the time. Sneak peeks, unfiltered commentary, the occasional random live. Our Thursday night TikTok lives happen every week at 7:30 p.m. Central, and the rest, that's total wild card energy. Sometimes we deep dive, sometimes Scott gets bullied into reading spicy bits. Either way, it's a good time. Come hang out.
Also, get your ass in our Discord. If you've ever screamed about a plot twist at 2 a.m. and wanted someone to scream back, we've got you. The bookish crew is growing fast and it's unhinged in the best way. Links in the show notes and on socials. Come yell with us.
And if you're more of a visual gremlin, yes, we're on YouTube now. Full episodes, full facial expressions, and full spirals in glorious HD.
And hey, don't sleep on the Patreon. We're literally reading Throne of Glass, soon to be Metal Slinger, live with you, out loud, terrible voice acting and all. Additionally, you get to help pick what we read next, vote on merch drops, and yes, we give away free stuff. It's hectic, it's communal, and it's very us.
Also, if you're hunting for book recs, check out our current favorites on Amazon. We've got a running list linked in our link tree. Yes, we know we're enabling your TBR pile. You're welcome.
Last but not least, check out the merch. We've got stickers, t-shirts, and more up at bookfor2.com. Get your dark hallmark on.
All right. Spoiler warning's been dropped, the tea is hot, and we're rolling initiative on the drama.
So come hang out as this married couple goes from lovers to enemies in real time.
As we get booked with the question, what is true enemies to lovers? Welcome, book fiends, to a very special episode of Booked for Two. We're kicking off our brand new segment called Booked With, aka the space where we let our neurospicy brains run completely off the rails about random bookish nonsense. Sometimes it'll just be one of us spiraling into the mic. Sometimes both of us tag teaming the chaos, like today. And what better way to christen this segment than with one of the most beloved, overhyped, and wildly misused tropes of all time. Yep, we're talking the good old-fashioned enemies to lovers, or as the cool kids, or at least us, like to call it, E2L. How would I do that in sign language? Sorry, okay.
What? Should I do sign language there? For
I
a hot minute,
did,
huh?
yeah, I
What?
was like, E2L. Oh,
So like this, you mean E2L?
yeah, whatever. Thanks,
All right.
baby.
We're starting with the hot mess at the center of the discourse. What the hell even counts as enemies and lovers anymore? We'll break down what enemies actually means, call out a few books that totally missed the mark, and give credit to the ones that actually get it right. Because if they're not trying to murder each other before making out, it ain't enemies and lovers. Before we get into it, quick disclaimer, we're not authors. We're not literary theorists. We're just two nerds who read a lot of books, talk shit, and get way too into fictional arguments. So yeah, this episode is for fun. Don't come for us in the comments unless you brought snacks.
I'm here for snacks. All right, so
All right.
let's talk about it. What's the issue?
What is the issue?
Apparently, the bookish internet is fighting.
BookTok.
And not the good, throw me against the wall and kiss me. Hot fighting. We're talking all-out war over what counts as true enemies to lovers. And you know how I feel about words matter.
Okay, real quick, I do want to ask one question of you.
Okay, yes.
You've read thousands of books, right? So do you feel like you have a good grasp on what enemies to lovers is? Have you read quite a few within the romance genres?
Yes, I have. I feel like I do. No, I'm scared. Yeah, I think I
No,
do.
you're good. You're good. So I don't, because still new to reading, still new to romantasy, but I am very good at pattern recognition.
Uh-huh.
So that's how I'm going at this, is more from a literary point of view.
Okay.
Where you're going at it from a more professional, like avid reader of this stuff point of view. So you've seen these different tropes and understand the tropes a lot better than I do because you've read them.
And that's weird because I'm usually big on the words part of it, and you only have the words to go off of.
Exactly. Oh,
Ooh.
speaking of words,
Oh.
because we are going to get nerdy for a second, and we do have receipts, we are going to actually define the word enemies for everybody. Go ahead, babe.
All right. According to Merriam-Webster, I quote, one that is antagonistic to another, one seeking to injure, overthrow, or confound an opponent.
All right. This
All
one is from the Cambridge Dictionary.
Okay.
Quote, A person who hates or opposes another person and tries to harm them or stop them from doing something.
Okay. Oxford. A person who feels hatred or hostility toward another and actively tries to harm or oppose them. And actively. I said and.
All right, so words matter, right? Enemies aren't just people who give each other side eye in chapter 1. They're actually actively working against each other. Usually something sharp, but it can also be mentally. It could be emotionally trying to destroy them.
Magic.
Exactly. It doesn't always have to be like, I want to stab you to death.
So based on all of those definitions, it seemed to be and harm.
Yes.
And harm.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can still be on the opposite side. Like, for instance, take Slytherin versus Gryffindor.
Okay.
They're enemy houses, but
Their side.
But even though Malfoy is trying to kill Harry Potter, so that would be enemies to lovers. If they were to become lovers one day, that would be enemies to lovers. Hey, fanfic. Everyone has their Hermione one, right?
New fanfic now.
The Hermione Draco fanfic is out there. You know there's a Harry.
I know there is.
There is one. There
Undoubtedly.
has to be. What's
Rule 32?
32?
34?
Okay.
There's a rule.
So it's out there. Anyway, that is the difference. Just because you're on different sides doesn't mean you're enemies. You have to actually physically be trying to hurt them.
Yes. It's the active part. Okay. All right. So that was good.
Now, let's talk about a few books that aren't actually E2L and sometimes get confused. And we'll talk about a little bit why they might get confused. So I'm going to start with Fourth Wing, which is a big one. So again, don't come at us. Now, from what I understand, Violet never wanted to hurt Xaden. So that's not a huge spoiler. And they're enemies due to parents. So you find that out right away that the mother and the father, rebellion. Well, she even harms Xaden. But Violet is just enemy by proxy.
Is that a trope? Enemy by proxy?
And we are going to get to that later. Okay. We're just talking about true enemies to lovers here. This story is not true enemies to lovers because they're enemies by proxy. Violet, for short, never really wanted to harm Xaden. I'm not going to give you any spoilers about Xaden.
Okay. All right. I am going to say Throne of Glass.
Good.
One is a prince, the other an assassin that hates his father, not him.
Yes.
So it has nothing to do with him.
And not once in that book does she ever try to harm him.
Nope. She does not.
So that one, again, is more enemies by proxy. I hate your father, not you.
I haven't. Have you heard that one a lot as an enemies to lovers on BookTok? I actually haven't.
Which one?
Throne of Glass surprised me.
I'm just thinking Throne of Glass, the one book.
Okay.
Because her and Dorian were a item in that book.
That's true. Okay.
And they are technically enemies because he's a prince, she's an assassin. His father put her there. So I'm not talking about Throne of Glass, the series, just the one book.
But that's not enemies either.
Well,
they're not actively trying to kill each other. Yep. That doesn't fit.
All right. So my other pick, Red Rising.
Okay.
Sometimes this one gets confused because they belong to two different classes. So it's more of an oligarchy. So you have the gold, which are the rich people that control everything. He belongs to the red class, the extremely poor. This is not a spoiler. He infiltrates the gold class. There's a love interest from the gold class, but they never really try to kill each other. Okay. So even though they're supposed to be enemies, there's nothing there. They fall in love and all that crap.
Is that something that you hear a lot on BookTok as an enemies to lovers, is the Red Rising song?
Obviously, Red Rising isn't a romantasy or a romance. I'm just giving a BookTok bro style book.
Yeah, okay.
That still has romance in it because there is a romance. Just because it's not the main focus doesn't mean there's not romance in it.
Yeah. Wait, we don't need it always to be the main focus for sure.
Exactly, but the romance is important in the Red Rising series.
And then the next one we actually haven't read.
Just one we've heard about a lot.
Yes, we've heard about a lot. From Blood and Ash. They are not true enemies. They're strangers who flirt from the very beginning. So there's no danger. They're not trying to kill each other.
Yep.
Not enemies to lovers.
Yes.
All right. So real quick, let's talk about what you said a minute ago.
About Fourth Wing. So I can already hear the sound of TikTok duets being filmed in Rage. So just because their parents hated each other does not mean the kids do. Not getting into spoilers, but Violet wasn't really violence to Xaden. Wink, wink.
Nice. So then my question, Romeo and Juliet, where do they fit in?
That is star-crossed lovers.
But what about their actual love part? They weren't enemies to lovers because their parents, their houses were.
Their houses were
but
enemies.
It's often called an enemies to lovers.
We'll talk about that later.
Yes.
That gets confused big time with E2L is forbidden love. So that is Romeo and Juliet. The difference is why it's forbidden love versus star-crossed lovers, and this is how tropes get fun, is it's a tragedy. So they die at the end. Usually forbidden love is happily ever after. And then you have star-crossed lovers who die.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to read those.
Yes, nobody does.
I still cry at that movie every single time.
The one with Leo?
Yep.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Every time.
That's the best version.
Yeah. I got another couple that I've been seeing on TikTok that are along those same lines, like described as enemies to lovers that I don't think really are. And I'm going to start with Quicksilver.
Okay.
I don't think Quicksilver is enemies to lovers.
Now you're talking Kingfisher and Ceres?
Yep.
Now I have BRB'd/DNF'd it, and I agree he was a brash dick, but why would they be enemies?
Yeah.
Because she was enemy to the person that ran her country, right? Where she's from?
Yes.
That's her enemy, the queen.
Yeah. So they're not enemies to lovers. And then my other one is Lightlark.
Lightlark could be.
Do you think it could be enemies to lovers?
It depends on where you're at in the series.
Let's
Lightlark
talk
very
about
well could
just
be.
Lightlark.
Because are we talking her relationship with Oro, or are we talking her relationship with Grimm? Because it's a three-way at this point, isn't it? In the first Lightlark book? She likes both?
I don't... Lightlark spoiler, it's incoming right now. So
Yep. So, yeah,
abandoned
real quick,
ship.
abandoned ship for a few minutes.
Yeah, abandoned
okay.
ship for a few minutes.
So,
all right.
the reason why I picked Grimm, she did have a thing for Grimm, right?
Yeah.
And then you find out at the end that Grimm manipulated her or some shit.
Like stole her memories and all
so
that.
So that is true enemies to lovers because he was trying to stop her from what she was doing. That's true enemies to lovers. You don't have to try to kill them. You're trying to stop them from being who she is, basically.
What if it was more her relationship with Oro then?
So,
because they were actually at odds.
No, that's different.
And Oro saved her.
Exactly, but that's different because Oro and her never tried to harm each other in any way. They worked together the entire time, so they were forced proximity.
Oh, see, you're getting good at these tropes.
And because I would say that they were forbidden, but they're not, because forbidden would be light versus dark. So it'd be like if Grimm and Oro became a thing, they'd be forbidden. They could be E2L too, because they try to kill each other. Either way, so that's the difference. So her and Grimm, I would say E2L, because Grimm did try to sabotage her.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing before he fell in love. So that's
and that was part of it. Like the sabotage was part of the one seeking to injure, overthrow, or confound an opponent.
Yes. And then
I guess some of these could be if you really argue semantics about words.
And that's what we're going to talk about at the end.
Okay. The key takeaway is, are they trying to kill each other or harm each other in some other way? And right now, I want to do a special shout out to one of our favorite people at the Destin Barnes & Noble,
this
Elena.
Was
she said, and I quote, "War crimes against each other, then war crimes for each other," or GTFO.
Yeah.
Okay, I may have ad-libbed that last part, but her eyes. I saw it in her eyes.
Yes. Okay, so we are still pretty new into the BookTok stuff. I'm very new to the romantasy. So these books, from what we understand, are true E2L, and we've confirmed it with a lot of people. We have not read these two books, The Bridge Kingdom, which is high on our TBR. High.
Bree could answer this one for us.
And then These Hollow Vows, which I also heard of, also on TBR. Or, if you really want to see true ETL, just go watch the original Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the one with Pitt and Jolie. No notes. It is true ETL.
Okay, I can get behind that.
They literally try to kill each other.
I love that movie. We should watch that movie after this.
So why don't you give us an example of some gray area?
Yeah, because there's a lot of gray area, I think, if you really start arguing semantics about all of those words. And authors like to blur those lines because true E2L is usually a slow burn. You need time for that hatred to ferment into obsession before it gets spicy, not 2 chapters in. But slow burn doesn't sell on TikTok the same way that enemies to lovers does. So they slap that label, enemies to lovers, on anything that has any kind of argument or a side eye to it. Boo.
Exactly. Now, there can be more than one trope.
Oh, yes. Yeah, definitely.
Now, one of my favorites that I've read recently, When the Moon Hatched, they are E2L. I can't give anything without spoilers on this one.
Oh, okay.
So they're E2L. However, there is a amnesia component. So it's enemies to lovers with amnesia.
That might be a fun one to talk about sometime.
It's a fun one.
Okay.
Okay. Now, last but not least, everybody.
Yes.
It's really not that serious. Calling something E2L is a faster way for publishers and authors to market their books using just a few words. What's easier to say or write out? Enemies to lovers, or the MMC and FMC are forced to hate each other due to familiar ties? That's a whole mouthful. So now maybe we can say light E2L or heavy E2L to help us know what to expect.
There's a lot of different trope names that they could actually use, but E2L plus amnesia. E2L plus actual death. I don't know. All right. This is just us having fun. If you consider something enemies to lovers, you're not wrong. We all bring our own interpretation and our own tolerance for I want to kill you versus I want to kiss you. And sometimes those overlap. All right. What trope should we tackle next? Thanks for joining us for this episode of Booked for Two.
Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review to help other book lovers find the show.
Follow us on socials at Booked for Two Podcast for behind-the-scenes content, updates, and sneak peeks. We'll also post next week's chapters every Sunday, so you can read along.
Join us for our live Q&A. We're back to Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Central on TikTok. We'll answer your burning questions, react to your theories, and occasionally overshare our book-related emotional damage.
Want even more chaos? Join our Discord. The link's in our bio. Come hang out, chat books, and get early access to exclusive content.
Finally, don't forget to grab your merch at bookedfor2.com.
Until next time, keep turning the page.